I already hit the button. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I'll be right back.
I went live way out of turn.
I'll be right back.
Dave's like, oh, no. I'm like, I'm going to go live. And Dave's like, no. Don't go live. I'm going to go
step
put
away
my
for
cat
a
up.
second. I'm going to put my cat in the
Go ahead, man. I'll carry things. We were just talking about how awesome my wife is spending my money to my bum kids Christmas gifts. No, I'm just kidding. She's getting needy kids Christmas gifts, and she's awesome. She's very stoked about it. I wish she was just as stoked about comics and action figures when I want them, but hey, we can't have all the things. And I talk shit, man. My old lady's dope. When she goes to the Walmart or some store, she'll take a picture of the toy aisle and then send it to me and ask me if I want anything. So it could be worse. It could be worse. And we got kind of a short show this week. It's going to be a lot of TV, which is weird, but with the schedule and the cancellations that we've had lately, we have to catch up on some television. So, there's Andy checking in.
I'm back.
Thanks, Andy. Oh, hey. I'm back. Just talking about Andy. And go to the Outright Geekery group on Facebook. Man, it's so much fun. I had so much drama today talking with some folks.
Oh, what kind of drama?
About group stuff. It was dumb Facebook group stuff, and it really wasn't drama. It was just like, wow, what's going on? That sort of shit. But Andy run a tight ship up there, and that's the key, in my opinion. You let one dude handle the shit, you make sure the dude knows what he's doing, and then it gets handled. And it's being handled. Oh, he put like a poll up. How's the group going? Good, bad, or whatever? And it was resoundingly good from what I saw last time I checked it out. So yeah. Man, Taylor might not make it, man. He got 3 minutes. No. But it's kind of a short show, dude. There wasn't much happening. It's end of the year, There's not much going on the TV. Well, that's what we're talking about.
Well, it was also like
in the comics, there ain't much going on.
No, it's the 5th week of the month for November.
Mm-hmm.
So towards the end of the month anyways.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of good books either this week, man. There were a couple of gems, but nothing like, I'm writing home about. But
yeah.
I guess we're going to talk about our annual best of show that will be coming up in the next couple weeks. We're talking about some Superman news that is interesting. Really hope Taylor shows up because no one else will give a fuck about this news.
Well, I wanted to mention that bad idea thing.
Well, you can mention that. I didn't get any picks on that, but yeah, you can mention that after. Here, I'll add it. That's why we do the pre-show, so we can fucking add this shit. I'm going to call it David's Bad Idea.
That's great. I appreciate that.
I hate bad idea as a concept.
I don't dislike them.
Do.
I do think their marketing is a little unconventional.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Unconventional is downright stupid. It's dumb. But yeah, best of the year, Superman, Bad Days, Bad Idea. Mo 2 coming back to comics. More Lazarus Planet. And then it's TV. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special and Andor. Man, Andor, just spoiler, in the pre-show. This is my favorite thing out of all of Star Wars, dude. I loved this shit so much. Yeah, it's a slow burn, but it takes a long time for someone to become a revolutionary,
Yeah,
I really think it's capturing some realism there, but we will go in on it.
And it's also like very, very Inception stage rebellion.
Yeah, exactly.
This is these disparate groups who are working separately across the galaxy,
and they're scumbags. They're just as much scumbags as the Empire. Yeah,
Saul Guerrera.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Here's Taylor.
Canonically, is a piece of shit.
Oh my god, it's so great. He is right on time as usual, like
he
every
is a wizard.
Good wizard.
I do my best.
Yeah, let's get into it. You missed the pre-show.
I heard you guys talking about Saw Gerrera.
You will be just as surprised as Andy. So let's do it.
I'm just along for the ride today, I guess.
I don't like it.
Aren't we all?
It sucks that Dave doesn't have his voice this week.
It was a pretty cool voice.
I have to get sick more often.
It's worth looking into, Dave.
I'm actually writing more notes. Somehow some of my notes got deleted.
Oh, no.
Welcome back. It's another episode of this Geek and Comics Outright Geekeries. Comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk show.
Gomer, Taylor, and David. How's it going, gentlemen?
Pretty good.
I'm
Pretty
doing well.
good.
Good. I had a good week. Had a good visit with my dad this weekend. He gave me a bunch of money, which was really nice. I mean, all kinds of great shit happened. My dad is a retired, eccentric old man, and yeah, I could tell he's trying to make himself right in the world because he was the most misery, stingiest motherfucker coming up. But he's giving that shit away like it's nothing now. So
he had his own little Christmas carol.
Yeah.
Huh?
I got a quick segment one. Hawkeye. I rewatched it because that's what you do with Christmas shit. You watch it around Christmas, and this is now added to the rotation, dude. It's even better the second time around. Yeah, this will be an annual viewing for like all time, as long as this MCU is a thing and Disney Plus is a thing and it's
I should
out
go
there.
back and rewatch this when I get on my break here. So
Yeah,
I remember
dude.
enjoying it a lot last year.
Yeah, it's just really fun. And again, it's even better like the second time around. Once you know everything, like you see more Easter eggs and shit early on, and it's fun, dude. It's fun. It talks about the blip and it talks about, Black Widow. It still has all those emotions of that, third phase, those first three phases. And yeah, it's really great, dude. So what'd y'all do this week? Anything cool?
Got to play, got to have a power D&D session like all 3 days of the weekend here.
Ooh.
3 different campaigns, and I got to be a player instead of a DM for all of them.
Wow.
That's rare too.
Yeah.
Usually you're running the show.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Anything cool happen there? Anybody get fireball? Wait, it's a small room.
Was there a TPK?
Yeah.
No, we're all competent, so yeah, no TPKs.
There you go. Dave, anything? Did you do anything at all?
I spent the first half of the week recovering.
Oh yeah, sicko. Because I mean,
losing your sick voice. Yeah,
the greatest voice ever. It's so good.
I actually went back and listened to that podcast, and it was great.
It's hilarious, dude.
It was pretty good. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I can't be sick all the time and sound like that.
There you go. There you go.
It'd be, you're being kind of selfish by taking your health seriously. The podcast benefits greatly from your sick voice.
Right.
But I did catch up on Andor and the Guardians holiday special, and
that's a segue. No, we're doing
last night was the end of the last season of Fortnite and the start of the new season of Fortnite.
Oh yeah, there's motorbikes now.
Motorbikes, the Doom guy, Witcher.
Yeah.
No Miles Morales yet, but I figured he's coming.
No Miles. I heard it's coming too. I don't play, but I
got
keep
Spider
up. My
Gwen.
kid plays.
We got Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen last season, so there's things.
That's cool.
I've heard people describe Fortnite as like the peak of late stage capitalism, where like everyone like mutually but Fortnite benefits from getting the licenses, and the licenses benefit from being in Fortnite. So,
it's
just like calcified corporate synergy.
And it's also a game that is free, dude. You know what I mean? The only way that game makes money is by microtransactions, and it makes billions of fucking dollars. It makes so much.
Video game companies figured out a while ago that if they can get people to pay for convenience, they will.
Yep.
Get like a skin or whatever.
Yeah, but it's like Gomer says, nostalgia is a genre, and this game is the embodiment of that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Not all of it's even nostalgia, though. A lot of it's like current shit. You know?
Dude, it's like marketing. It's like wrestling. You know how wrestling would have like kind of a, brought to you by. That's how Fortnite is. It's brought to you by every fucking thing.
But
every fucking thing.
But they do throw in bones every now and then. They had like the old school Terminator 800. They had RoboCop.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, again, they do everything. Well, it was an anniversary or something for RoboCop, I think.
Yeah, they did a Ghostbusters anniversary.
Yeah, that
last year.
That was cool.
I believe.
Did y'all watch Willow? Not to change the subject, y'all watching the Willow show?
I'm saving that for my break.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Let's talk about that once it wraps. Because
I'm probably going to catch it tonight.
It's a fun show. I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Now,
there's a third one, and it's pretty cool.
I will point out, I did not watch the original. I had no nostalgia associated with this. I never even heard of the original until they announced the show. But I hear it's pretty good though, so I think
a little bit.
The original Willow is a Ron Howard joint.
Yeah, on
okay,
Lucasfilm.
man, but
and I know he's like, oh,
it didn't stay in the zeitgeist the way that like Indiana Jones or Star Wars did. By the time I was born, I think its presence in the pop culture had already gone. You know?
Yeah, the one thing that did reemerge a few years after the original Willow is there was a novelization of a sequel.
Yeah, it was good.
It was.
But you already answered this, I guess. But would I get anything out of this without having the nostalgia associated?
Have you seen the movie since?
I have not. I can go and do that, I guess, anytime I want to now. Yeah.
Watch
I assume it's on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Exactly. Watch that movie, and then I think it'll be okay. I don't think it's really a nostalgia thing. I think Willow is just a fucking cool movie. It's just a good fantasy movie, dude. It really is.
It's one of the few times you get to see Val Kilmer like wielding swords.
Yeah, and he's really great at it.
I'm sure I will.
Asshole, I love it.
Good to hear. But yeah, I guess I'll report back once I've
Yes, watch. Yes, we'll talk about Willow for sure. Awesome. All right, well, let's do news. All right, there's some shitty news this week. Why? Because it's December and there's nothing going on. There was a convention this week in LA Comic-Con. Nothing broke at all. No news.
There's a bunch of trailers that came out.
Yeah, there was an Indiana Jones trailer.
There's an Indiana Jones trailer. Yeah. We got the Guardians 3 trailer.
Yeah.
Well, there was something else. Well, there was another Ant-Man trailer, but we already had that.
Yeah.
No, there was another third one, dude.
I know there was another big one, but
there was another Marvel trailer. I'm trying to think of what it was.
They did bring out another Mario trailer.
Guardians.
Yeah, maybe that one was it. That Mario one was actually a trailer, though.
It was actually a trailer, yes.
Yeah, the other ones are just teasers.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone remembers what other fucking teaser came out.
There was another Marvel trailer.
It was Indy and
Guardians 3.
And Guardians. That's it.
And then there was another trailer.
There was another Ant-Man one, but that was just like a retrospective on the other Ant-Man movies more so than anything new.
That was different.
Yeah.
Man, I don't remember. Anyway, fuck it. First bit of news, our best of the year. I mean, this is how bad the actual news is this week. Our best of the year show is coming up. I figured, again, Taylor likes to keep it simple. And I tend to agree with him because, I mean, you can just rack your fucking brain, if you get too deep. So I'm thinking best series, best writer, best artist, and then best other shit.
Yeah.
Awesome. No covers, no minis to.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to belabor it too much. Movie, TV show, comic.
Right. Basically. As long as I had an issue or an episode come out in this calendar year, meaning the first week in January, anytime there and on, it is, you can have it in there, and we'll keep it flexible, right? Just like top 3, you can have just one if you want.
I'll just do probably one. That way we don't have to.
But if you want honorable mentions, if you want to have a list, definitely, guys, put a highlight on there. And there was a Blue Beetle poster. That's right, Andy.
There was a Blue Beetle poster. Yeah, I like
that. Got me excited because I kind of forgot that was a thing.
It's hard to tell with Warner Brothers right now. It's difficult to know. Oh yeah, Cocaine Bear trailer came out.
Oh yeah, Cocaine Bear. I'm not counting Cocaine Bear though.
Cocaine Bear looked interesting. It kind of had like it's kind of like Snakes on a Plane energy. Where man, this looks stupid as hell, but interesting.
Yeah. But just a note, hosts, if you want me to have covers of your favorites, you're gonna have to send me those the names of. You're gonna have to spoil the lists, for me. But if you don't give a shit, I don't give a shit either. I can always look for them on the fly too. Depends on how many scotches I have during the show. It will be.
We'll see.
It will be during a long break because I am getting a break at the end of the year as well. My shit is
I guess
down at the end of the year.
Look forward to that sometime after Christmas, I guess.
Well, no, after Christmas, but still this year. We'll see.
Well, New Year's Eve is a Saturday this year. Yeah.
Well, Christmas Eve. Or no, Christmas Day is on a Sunday, and I'm still planning on doing the show. It's just an hour out of my day. I ain't leaving home.
Well, I'll probably do it as well. But
I'll be here, man. Dave, if you can't make it, just whatever. He's probably working.
What, Christmas Eve?
Christmas Day. Christmas Day.
I'm off that day.
Well, Hell shit. I hope so, Cratchit. I mean, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, what Ebenezer Scrooge ass employer do you have? Or that was even a question.
Do you work for corporate America? Because sometimes they don't give a fuck.
Well, that is true. I mean, like a lot of
wrong.
places, like obviously, like hospitals and like fire departments and things that are going to have to stay up. That's an obvious necessity. But
yeah, that's
like movie theaters and things like that are open pretty.
Oh yeah, that's
pretty
true.
consistently on Christmas.
They get to watch free movies though. So
you probably get like the morning off, I guess. But yeah.
David's Bad Idea is up next on my list. I don't even know what this is. Dave.
Oh,
you're talking about Bad Idea Comics, the publisher.
So basically, if you know anything about Bad Idea, you know that they have like deals directly. They distribute directly to their.
They're self-distributing.
Yeah, they send directly to the comic shops that are partnered with them.
And they have a preferred list of comic shops. Only a certain shop you have to qualify to be sent those books.
Yes, but what has happened is Bad Idea over the course of, I guess, a couple of months, got a book into Diamond and had it sent to basically stores nationwide that ordered it. Yeah. Non-Bad Idea stores got a Bad Idea book this week, and it is...
You got it.
I did get one. I found it on the shelf, and it was like Bad Idea. Because in the previews, I did read up on it in the preview magazine that it was in. It wasn't under Bad Idea. It was under B Up, which is button up, which Bad Idea is known for their buttons. So when I went to the shop and found it, I asked Travis, like, when did you guys become a Bad Idea shop? And he was like, what are you talking about? So he had no idea.
It's weird that no one reads the previews enough. Like any of the big like comic book websites reads the previews to be able to, crack that case, break that story.
So they pretty much pulled like a Hickman with like the die.
No, it was Kirkman. Kirkman did that.
Oh yeah,
with die. I got a copy of that. I was very happy.
I got a copy of that too, but I was totally surprised by this, and the book itself is not awesome, but it is a very out there book.
All right, so Bad Idea is kind of betraying their core business model by doing something that's like, sustainable.
Well, Bad Idea
sending it to comic shops, crazy.
Bad Idea is their marketing is very unconventional sometimes and very inconvenient.
That's a really kind way of saying bad.
It is bad, dude.
Yeah.
It is bad. Here's some word on Bad Idea. It's Dinesh Shamdansi, who was the former owner of Valiant. He was kind of pushed out when they went corporate. It was his thing. The way Valiant's going right now, I wish he would just abandon this Bad Idea shit and buy Valiant back. I don't think that's going to happen. But
he might. You never know when they publish Bad Idea.
Right. But also when Bad Idea first started, they had a guy working for him named Hunter Goranson. And he has moved all around. He's been at Boom. He was at DMG's like TV shit, that they're doing through his affiliation with Valiant, early on. But he's now the editor in chief or whatever over at Oni Press, which is fucking amazing for this guy. I mean, I remember when he was just hitting me up on Twitter and say, "Hey man, do you want get Valiant books?" You know what I mean? Just hitting everybody up that he could just to try to get people to read these damn comics. And yeah, good for him. Anyway, moving on. Bad Idea is lame. Action Comics 1050. This is pretty big news. John Kent and Clark Kent, both of them, are going to get their secret identities back. Both generations of Superman will see their secret identities reinstated in Action 1050.
When Superman has to sell his marriage to Mephisto, I'm going to be so goddamn mad.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad you made that reference, man. That is exactly where my fucking notes go. Spider-Man One More Day by, it was Slott, right? Dan Slott? Joe Quesada? I know it was Joe Quesada.
I don't know if that was Dan Slott. I honestly don't remember at this point.
Oh, my God. But, Clark lost his during the New 52, and then it had it briefly restored in Rebirth, and then Bendis revealed it to the world again. All right, so this is a quote. The stories we're about to tell in Action Comics Superman and Adventures of Superman, John Kent, are a celebration of everything Superman is, from the Super Family to Daily Planet to the most iconic love story in comics, arguably. Lois and Clark said...
I would agree with that. I mean...
It's one of them. It definitely ranks up
if you ask a random person on the street who Superman's girlfriend or wife is, they know.
Well, they'll know.
You know?
They'll know.
in a way that, like, you know, not everyone knows that, like,
yeah.
Sharon Carter is with Captain America, or, you know, like anything like that.
Peter Parker and MJ is close.
That's up there. That is up there for sure.
Yeah, you're probably right. That is a little bit more.
Reed and Sue.
No, I don't think. Maybe
The average
in the next 5
anyone
years.
who knows, sure. But, like, I'm talking, like,
the average person.
The way that Superman is, like, way more well-known and way more iconic for, like, just average random non-nerds.
Yeah.
That's true of Lois Lane as well. Everyone knows who Lois Lane is.
Yeah. So some elements of the Lois and Clark dynamic can only be there with the secret identity. And even just on a deep down gut level, something about seeing Clark Kent in the tie and glasses again, ripping open the shirt. So yeah, they're going for sort of that nostalgia feel.
Sure. I mean,
John Williams music in there, you know.
Honestly, the fact that John Kent survived the, like, perpetual shift back to the status quo is a goddamn miracle.
Yeah, for sure.
The identity thing was never going to last.
Yeah. So I mean, this does open some questions, right? Like how, first of all.
I don't know. I'm guessing like fifth dimensional sprite or some shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Superman is going to fly. He's going to push the planet backwards and turn back time.
Right. I think it doesn't really matter, but I'm anxious to see the impact, you know, and the reasoning that they have there. You know, why would they not, you know, want their secret identities revealed if it's gone this well for them so far, which it has been going. It's going to be interesting to see how they write themselves out of this corner. You know,
it'll be interesting to see.
I think it's going to be fun.
I mean, the fact that Tom Taylor in particular is part of the decision-making process here does give me a lot of faith that they'll handle it pretty well.
Sure.
Also, One More Day was written by Straczynski.
Oh wow! Yeah. See how easy.
Oh, that was JMS. Okay.
See how
I couldn't remember if that was
we forgive the.
I couldn't remember if that was like the tail end of his thing or not. You know.
Yeah. But what about John and his relationship? You know what I mean?
That'd probably be simplified a lot. You know.
I don't know. Is he still going to be in on it? What's that kid's name? The dude who like.
Jay.
Oh yeah, Jay. So simple. But
I was trying to remember his superhero name, but yeah, his real name is Jay.
But Jay and John. So
Gossamer?
I mean,
I don't know.
What is that going to mean for their relationship? You know, is he going to know? Is he going to be part of forgetting that? Are they just going to say fuck it and let that relationship go in this new status quo? I think that's a dumb fucking idea.
I mean, they barely had any time together as a couple so far, and that was such a big deal when they announced that they were going that way. I doubt they're going to retcon that away.
Yeah, dude, I agree. I think they should definitely keep it the way it is. So we will have more on that. That comes out soon, like very, very soon. So
yeah.
Next bit, Mattel has made a deal with Dark Horse. We're doing more Masters of the Universe.
Woohoo!
This one's for you, Dave. This one's for you. It's a brand new anthology series featuring Sergio Aragonés, Kelly Jones, Eddie Nunez, Fico Azio, a personal favorite of mine, David Rubin, Claudio Balboni, and more. It returns in a new anthology series in the Revelation universe. Now, what do you think about that? Is that okay?
That's fine, but there are 3 different He-Man in the picture there, and they're all different from different universes.
So is that a spoiler, or is that something?
The dude in the front with the mask, that's not He-Man, is it?
No, that's Zodak.
No, that's like the Silver Surfer of the fucking Motu.
That's Zodak, but you have...
Isn't he like the Silver Surfer of the Motu?
He is kind of like the Silver Surfer. Well, he's more like a Green Lantern, I would
Who's that dude who sits in the chair, man?
That's
in
Zodak.
The New Gods?
MODOK?
Yeah, he's like a...
No, not MODOK. Metron.
Yeah, Metron. He reminds me of Metron.
But yeah, he's... Because you have the I guess on my left, the top He-Man right there. That is the Revelations He-Man. The one with the Viking
looks like
helmet.
The regular He-Man.
The one with the Viking helmet is New Eternia He-Man, which is like an alternate storyline. And then the one in the big guy
with the red insignia.
The red insignia is the Netflix CGI He-Man.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So I mean, that tells me that either this is like an homage cover celebrating just all of He-Man, or they're lying in this new story.
Well, if it's set in the Revelations, because there is going to be a follow-up series to Revelations called Revolution.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty nice cover. Like that's a Kelly Jones cover.
Yeah, that's rad. And here's like the premise for the first one. In the depths of Castle Grayskull, the sorceress and Zodak debate the value of He-Man. To save the life of her champion, the sorceress must take the Cosmic Enforcer on a tour of the multiverse. So there you go. There's your in. There's your in, Dave. First, a tour across the world where a dim barbaric He-Man bumbles through a world of annoying warrior goddesses and boar demons as he's pursued by a hungry green tiger in a tale drawn by the legendary Sergio Aragonés. Dude, he does Gru and Mad Magazine, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Sergio.
He recently did like the Gru meets Tarzan.
Yeah, it was fucking cool, dude. And then Eternia, where the power of Grayskull summons an entirely different warrior, horrific ghost story illustrated by Kelly Jones. And then it's just the other shit, whatever. So there's your in. To me, the way that this reads, this anthology series, right? They're gonna lean in to as much of shit as they can, testing the waters to see what people like, to see what works. And then, yeah, dude, we're gonna get more new Masters of the Universe shit. And that would be fucking dope, man.
If they're gonna call it Masterverse, then that does kind of encompass all of it. All of it.
The whole multiverse of shit.
Multiverse
dude.
of He-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And then they can start doing tie-ins with IDW so the Power Rangers can go fight He-Man and shit like that. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles can go fight He-Man.
That might be pretty cool.
That would be awesome, dude. All right, last bit. And there's no Marvel news this week. There was just nothing worth really talking about. Lazarus Planet is getting even bigger. Here's the checklist. Man, if I'd have known it would look this small on the list, I would have gotten a better one. And that's not even the full one. So I don't know.
The freaking Monkey Prince book is the one that's tying into this?
Dude, there's a Monkey Prince book tying into it, yes.
Yeah.
Everything
like the main series for Monkey Prince.
Everything is tying into this. It's wild, but really they've announced a book called, that's the one I want to focus on, Revenge of the Gods, #1. G. Willow Wilson is writing it, and I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Tormey is doing the art. There's a backup story by Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad. That's going to be dope. Aletha Martinez is doing the art on that. But it's a Wonder Woman Shazam team up book, dude.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool premise.
I'm all fucking over that. There's the Simone DeMeo cover.
That looks rad.
Awesome. That looks nice. That does look nice.
Man. So I am all over this.
I assume this is
Kevin Smith round. Andrew chimed in. Thanks for stopping by.
He-Man, I guess.
Yeah. Kevin Smith was the creative force behind the Revelation.
Yeah, so he could definitely be involved in this. Master of the Universe shit. I hope he is, dude.
But yeah, I assume the Shazam Wonder Woman crossover is probably, at least in part, meant to build some hype for the Shazam movie where they're fighting a bunch of Greek gods, it looks like.
Yeah, so that'll be fun, dude. I'm all over that. Anyway, that's it for the comic news this week. We'll have more next week, maybe. But let's get into it. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
This was charming as hell.
This is just perfect.
This was great.
Dude.
It was just perfection.
Great. From the plot to Kevin Bacon. The first thing they did when they got there was go to a gay bar and just have the best fucking time. Groot's new look. What the fuck is that?
Swole Groot.
Swole Groot, yeah.
Swole Groot. Nebula dancing at the end. The old 97s dressed up as fucking aliens. Oh my!
I didn't know who that was until I saw somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. Oh, okay.
Bucky's arm. I mean,
they did a great job capitalizing on a bunch of running gags. They keep mentioning Kevin Bacon, and they finally brought Kevin Bacon into it. Bucky's arm, it's something that Rocket dropped in the Avengers movie, and they capitalize on that. And Mantis and Drax continue to have one of the best dynamics among the Guardians, and that was basically this whole movie was them having shenanigans, and it was great.
Yeah, it really was, because they have like these almost neurodivergent, I would say, personalities. You know what I mean? It's almost like this really fun fish out of water personality that they have all the time. And they crack jokes off of it, but fuck, they crack jokes off every fucking individual problem that every fucking individual has in this franchise. They're always cracking jokes about it. But just a great pairing there. The revelation that Mantis and Star-Lord are siblings.
It never occurred to me before, but yeah, it seems like an obvious thing. It doesn't feel like an ass pull, like that's totally believable because she was hanging out with Ego when we first met her and everything.
Yeah,
Ego didn't kill her because she provided a service.
Yes,
right.
It led to a really sweet payoff, and I think that's probably my overall feelings about the special here is that the same way that the Guardians movies have the really brilliant combination of like extreme hilarity, but also really sweet, heartfelt moments. Most of this was shenanigans. Most of this was funny, but it did still have like big emotional payoffs. Like when Kevin Bacon decided to stay behind to save the day, and Peter and Mantis's conversation at the end. It was all really sweet, and it was very, very, very Christmassy. Honestly,
like the Guardians movies. There's dire straits. There's something that needs to be done. In this, there weren't any. It's supposed to be more lighthearted, and it definitely did that. And still kept that entire feel that the Guardians movies have. What do you think about Mantis? The whole revelation of Mantis in terms of the new movie coming up. She gonna die, obviously. She gonna die saving Gamora.
That trailer had a lot of death flags in it.
Of course.
So.
Yeah.
It definitely did. I love the new outfits though in that one though.
Yeah.
They're very comic book-esque from like
Dave.
A while back.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I thought there was just a lot of little really sweet moments. I liked the guy, I forget his name. He's the one that took over for Yondu. Kraglin.
Yeah.
I like that little talk between Kraglin and Kevin Bacon.
Oh, that's something that's worth mentioning. I love the how they did it in animation for the flashbacks. Dude. That was a really good touch.
That was really well done. And it's not just that it was well done, it's Christmassy, to have that sort of element in there. Yeah, very fucking well done.
And also, Yondu, like, being a big old softy and everything. That was really sweet, too.
Yeah. And he getting his very first thing. How his deal was having all these little knickknacks on his thing. That was like the first knickknack he got.
So that's how he got started.
An origin.
Yeah, like you go back and you watch the first movie where like he finds out that Peter had like slipped him another one of those dolls, and like it kind of adds to that moment where he can't stay mad at Peter.
Boom, exactly, dude. Exactly. So Dave, what's the one thing we're missing from this show? The worst fucking revelation, probably in the history of the MCU franchise. Probably the worst villain. Easily the worst villain in the MCU, possibly the absolute worst villain in all of movie and TV media. Psykill is officially canon.
I had no idea what you were building up to.
I was like,
what
villain are we talking about,
man? Now, as a Transformers G1 generation fan, GoBots might as well be the Antichrist.
Yes.
I love how they specifically mentioned GoBots too.
Yes,
but so GoBots killed his cousin.
Ain't like GoBots like owned by the Transformers now?
That's irrelevant. Okay, that doesn't matter. It's still yeah.
I love the fact that Psykill does exist in the MCU alongside Kevin Bacon.
Oh man, yeah, and Gunn has confirmed that yes, Hasbro gave them permission to use GoBots, and yes, now GoBots are canon in the MCU. If only he could have used Rom, if only he could have used Rom. That would have been even better, I think. But I don't know if enough people know who Rom is. But who knows who Psykill is? Taylor didn't know who Psykill is.
I knew who the GoBots were. I could not have told you that character was named Psykill, though.
Okay. Did you recognize him, though, as a GoBot?
If they hadn't said GoBot specifically, I probably wouldn't have.
See, but maybe the name GoBots is so recognizable.
But
I do recognize the name GoBot.
The thing is that Drax called him out, so that means that GoBots exist outside of Earth, somewhere in the galaxy.
That's right.
And they killed his cousin. Yeah,
they killed his fucking cousin. So, GoBots ruined a birthday party for me one time when I was like 8. So
did you get that instead of a Transformer or what?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. All right, let's get on to something more serious. Andor, I said it in the pre-show. This is my favorite of the entire Star Wars franchise.
I'm glad you finally caught up on it.
It is fucking brilliant. I could go into such detail into each of these characters, their motivations, which in every character, their motivations are so fucked up.
Yep.
each fucking moment that is slowly turning these individuals into rebels, but I'm not going to do that. I'll lean into the fact that this is like the most anti-fascist shit. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's so good. And the reason I say that, it takes a while to become a revolutionary. You just don't, become a revolutionary.
You don't wake
That's
up
what
and be
happened
like,
with Skywalker. I'm going to go play with my friends. And then at half an hour later, I'm going to go join the rebels. And now he's fucking, you know what I mean? Star Wars misses that, dude. It misses that.
The same way that the Rogue One movie was like a brilliant kind of step off of the wizard train. You know, we get to see what it's like for the normal folks in this fantastical setting. Right. This show was that plus more. You know, it's really engaging characters, and like you said, the slow burn, the build up to all these things, it was so well done.
It is so nice not to go to Tatooine for a change.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, dude, this trades the mysticism of the Jedi and all that shit and the black and white concept of evil, okay? I'm not taking anything away from anything. But yeah, dude, Star Wars, it's black and white. You know who the good guys are, you know who the bad guys are. In this, there's a turn that the one character, I don't have any of the names, the one character who's helping them do the heist, right? And they go to save the guy who got crushed by the money, right?
Okay.
And that turn he takes, that heel turn where he's talking to Andor and he's like, dude, that's like 90 or 40 million a piece. You and I could just go right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
we could take the money and run.
In that moment, not only does it just paint this part, you know, quote unquote, this part of the Star Wars galaxy as there are no good guys. You know, there are no bad guys.
Yeah, I mean, that whole heist sequence, you know, it does not shy away that, like, these guys are doing pretty messed up things in the name of a greater good. You know, like, they're taking people hostage. They're threatening families. They're threatening children.
Oh, yeah.
In order to pull off this heist, you know?
Right. But there's another angle there. Like the heist, right? They got some money. But as Mon Mothma said, we didn't really need that money. And the dude's like, it wasn't for the money. It was to get the
Empire
to word out
take
there.
Action.
Exactly.
Make people
and then
upset.
Get the Empire to choke the galaxy even harder. Because nothing spurs a revolution like a stronger heel, a heavier heel on your neck, dude. I mean, and it's like, holy shit, man.
Part of the brilliance of this show is, like, it doesn't shy away from the pretty underhanded things, especially people like Luthen are doing, right? Like, he's like sacrificing more than one person, right, in the name of this greater good.
Right.
And but then again, you also see that why this needs to happen, why the Empire must be opposed. Because, like, I love the part where Andor gets arrested genuinely by accident. He genuinely had nothing to do with what was going on, and they threw him in prison for fucking life.
But that happened after the heist.
That's true, but it's still
you know what I
mean? They knew the Empire would do it because the Empire is that bad, you know?
Right, but oh man, it does leave that sort of ambiguity there where if they didn't do this heist, if they didn't force the Empire to push their boot down a little harder, would everything else after that had happened the way that it did? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have somebody else would have had to do it. Like, you know, they were talking about that one.
And of course they would have. They show you by the end of it. Yes, they would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had this shit planned forever. That fucking sounds of those alien kids dying that drove Homegirl crazy. Oh my god, dude, that was brutal.
That had nothing to do. They, like, not only the torture itself, but they got that tool to use because they basically wiped out a race, you know?
Exactly.
The Empire is that bad.
Exactly. You know? But that came later. That came after that. You know what I mean?
It did.
The show kind of made you kind of question.
I mean, we're starting off with like Andor himself and all of his other people. They're basically just trying to keep their heads down. Yeah. And over the course of the show, they realize that they can't. That there is no sitting on the sidelines for something like this because
Andor tried. You know,
he did,
and he said, "No, the rebellion is just as bad for me as the Empire is." You know, and then
but they never stop taking. You know, and that's one of the lessons from this show is that, like, sitting on the sidelines and hoping that they'll just, you know, leave you alone. They won't. They will slowly take everything.
Oh yeah.
So again, this show follows Andor, but it follows all these other characters. But let's stay on Andor for a second because, yes, he does this heist, right? And you're into it, and they're like, "All right, he got the heist. Now what?" You know? And then that thing happens, and then he's on fucking vacation, and then it's like, okay, and then he gets arrested, and then it's like, okay, and then he's in jail, and it's like, okay. But the way they did that episode, right? I ended up watching that episode twice because I was like, oh my, the way they edited and filmed that episode, you sort of feel like Andor does, getting thrown into this mess out of no fault of your own. And you're kind of discombobulated, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? And then he gets in there, of course. Andy Serkis, fucking holy shit. I mean,
oh yeah, he was one of the standout performances from a show with
I
lots of standout performances.
God,
this was an amazing ensemble cast.
Oh, dude, he just blew me away. But man, they're making those things. The old man, you know, and again, I'm saying all these things. All these things are examples of things that it's mirroring the real world. You know, it's mirroring things that either happened in actual history or comparisons that you can make to today with forced labor, you know, of people who are imprisoned, injustices in the justice system. And I love that angle to it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Star Wars is going in a great direction with things like Andor. You know what I mean? And that's another great thing about the Star Wars universe as a whole. The Mandalorian is like a Western. You know, Andor is, I'm not even sure how to fucking explain what fucking Andor is.
Andor is like
it's hard to nail it down. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, my favorite of the franchise. I can't wait for a second season.
I want to cool off from it a little bit before I say it's my favorite. I still do like Mandalorian quite a lot, but this is definitely a very strong contender.
Dude, I was sold by the prison. You know what I mean?
That prison arc was probably the best. The heist arc was really good too, but those are both great examples of, you know, they build up for like 2 or 3 episodes and then there's this huge explosion of action.
Right.
You know?
But
then the whole season builds up to that huge explosion of action back home, you know, when he goes to what was it, Rick's Road or something?
Yeah, Rick's Road on Frieza or whatever the hell, Riza or whatever it was. But
Phoenix.
Yeah, and that whole scene with the old lady and the droid and the emotion and the hammer guy who was all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just everything done so fucking well. And everybody sort of meeting up at the end on that planet was really cool.
And we got a marching band in Star Wars.
Right. There's more of a death marching band.
Oh, Dirge.
Yeah, Dirge. But they also mirror all of that action and stuff like that. Like we said, off of the, you know, very somber shit at the funeral.
Yeah.
But throughout the whole series, the Mon Mothma stuff, no action whatsoever.
Yeah.
All of the stuff there is on the drama of her trying to somehow do banking and run the rebellion from a, you know what I mean? And that shit should be boring. But no, it was like political intrigue because it's all also wrapped around her having all these political enemies and her playing that.
And that was cold at the end, right? Where she had to basically sell her daughter in order to save the rebellion. You know?
Dude. But also her husband, you know.
Oh, and she laid him out to dry.
Right, threw him under the bus for dude. But it's all mirrored off of her cousin or her sister, whoever, the blonde.
I think they were cousins.
Yeah, that was a great moment too when you realize that Val and Mon Mothma are related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a cool moment.
It was really cool seeing Mon Mothma fleshed out a bit. She basically wasn't a character in any of the original things.
She was just a voice.
Yeah.
Just a voice. Yeah.
And so seeing her having to do all the intrigue was really impressive. I will confess that there were times where it was like, they've cut away to the B plots again.
No, I enjoyed those a lot. And
especially when we got to the end, I was very glad they were there.
The accents and the acting, the dialogue was really witty too. You know what I mean? They really, I don't want to say they were chewing the scenery, but I really liked the quick, sharp political sort of dialogue that they were pulling into there. Because again, you cannot have a rebellion against a government without that political angle. And that's what we're building to here, you know? So I understood why they put it in there, and I fucking loved it just as much as all the other shit. Yeah, dude, I love this shit. I want to watch it right now. I do. I want to put on the prison arc like right now. I loved it so much.
It's
so
varied.
Yeah, I mean,
the series is quite varied.
Like the first 3 arcs, like leaving Phoenix and the heist and then the prison break, you could easily sit down and watch those 3 episodes back to back. It's like a movie, like any given afternoon, you know?
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, so that was great. We'll talk a bit more about any other show that comes out. But the final thing we'll talk about Andor was the great poetry of the post-credit scene, where the things that they were building in the prison, those little gear-looking things, were actually parts in the Death Star. And it's like, oh, man, God, that was just such a good cherry on top, you know? And good for the Star Wars universe to finally give us some after-credit scenes. Come on, guys. Let's do it, you know? But, man, yeah, what a great show. Loved it. All right, let's do food news.
Yummy.
I'm glad we went long on that because the comics were shit this week. Mountain Dew has a fruit quake. It is a fruitcake flavored Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
you've had it.
Yes.
Live review.
I mean,
go ahead. What is it?
I mean, it's essentially is drinking a fruitcake.
Where's the cake part come in? Like the fruit seems not only like conceivable, but I don't. There's nothing weird at all about putting fruit flavor in a Mountain Dew. But where does it get the cakiness here?
It's kind of the best way I could probably describe it, and it's been about 2 weeks since I've had one.
Well, you don't forget, I'm sure you.
But it's a very fruity kind of ginger ale. It's the best way I can
so they put some root vegetable flavor in there.
Yeah,
sounds nasty.
Okay,
because I mean you have cherries in fruitcake.
I get that this is like
nasty.
I'm assuming the cake part is what makes this holiday, but I would have rather if they just had the fruit.
Well, last year
that would have been more palatable. I think
they had a gingerbread man Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that sounded terrible.
And it was also like drinking ginger ale, a very, very stout ginger ale.
Not good. Food news times 2. Subway is doing a foot-long cookie.
Not a terrible thing. You can share it.
Okay, so I see all the toppings on it. What's the actual cookie itself?
You know I got you, bro.
Okay.
That looks nasty. Chips? That looks just as nasty as a Subway sub.
I would be more enticed by this if it wasn't Subway.
Yeah, if it was any other sandwich place.
Yeah.
That's why I picked it. Subway is always gross.
I mean, you could make this at home.
That's a good point.
Oh my God, this guy! You can make any sandwich at home. What are you talking about?
I understand Dave's point though. Like if Dave came into the shop and was like, "Hey guys, I baked you a foot-long cookie," I'd be delighted by this. It looks good. But
it's not. I
don't trust Subway not to have just like a processed all to hell like subpar ingredients, just shit show of a cookie.
Well, what they've probably done is they've essentially taken their cookie dough and done this.
I'm sure.
So it's not
Subway and ask about it. Yo.
But hey, I mean, some of this.
I might go to Subway and have one this week. So
if someone I trusted made something like this, I like those look like white chocolate potato chips, maybe up there on top.
I'm thinking it's
Lay's,
the third one. It's probably
the second one from the top.
That looks like peanut butter, pickles, tomatoes, and chips.
Oh, that's awful.
Come on, man. It sounds
fucking nasty. Be that. That's disgusting.
That is disgusting. That is gross.
It has to be something else, right?
I hope so.
I really wish Adam was here because we would have a moment of destruction because, damn it, that was the other trailer. Transformers Beast Wars trailer come out.
I mean, I don't.
That's in my notes. I don't know why.
I care more. I'm more interested in this than I am in a lot of the other Transformer movies that come out nowadays. Just because Ron Perlman and this is the same guy who made Bumblebee, right?
Yeah.
And that was one of the better Transformer movies.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love Bumblebee, man.
Well,
I've come to love all of the Transformers movies for what they are.
That's true. If you're going in expecting something they're not, which is a reasonable thing to expect,
yes,
you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you know what you're in for, sure.
I mean, from what I've seen of the trailer of the Maximals, they seem to be almost like spot on for their animated counterparts.
Yeah, we saw Rhinox, we saw Cheetor, we saw. This is something I can actually talk about because
I know. That's so awesome.
Beast Wars was my fucking jam when I was a kid.
Dude. And I'm a G1 guy, and they're sort of mixing them together.
Well, they've done.
You know,
it's not like the first time they haven't done that.
Oh no, they've done that, sure, and especially have done it in the comics. They've done it in the comics tons of times.
They did it. They did it in that Netflix series. Not too long ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really stoked about this dude. Prime look good, B look good. That's Mirage, even though he is in Jazz's, alt form. It's hard to get an F1 car, to hide. That was a dumb choice. For an alt mode, for a car.
Oh yeah,
mode.
like a Mack truck is like fucking blending in.
I mean, you see Mack trucks though driving down the road. If I saw like a Formula One car, cockpit driving down the road.
Fair enough.
I'd be like, whoa.
We got a pretty good RC.
Oh, dude, RC. The joke I've been saying there, I see what Wanda Maximoff, she might have a point. You know what I mean?
Robosexual.
Yeah, robosexual. Yeah, RC looked great. No alt mode on RC, which is
she's a motorcycle apparently.
No, I know she is not a motorcycle in the toys, but I'm not sure if that's actually gonna happen or not. We'll see.
Apparently that BW bus that she was with is Wheeljack.
Yeah, Wheeljack is the V-dub. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Anthony Ramos is cool too.
It's so easy to forget to talk about the humans in the Transformer movies.
I know. All right. Plush number 1, Doug Wagner, Daniel Hillard, honorable mention. Not as good of a first issue as I wanted to be, but there's definitely something here. I'll keep an eye on that one. Star Trek number 2, I wanted to mention. Fucking awesome. If you're a Star Trek fan, you should be reading this book, but only if you're a Star Trek fan. This is not something that people can just get into if they want to get into Star Trek comics. You ain't going to know none of the shit. They're making a lot of references. For the initiated only. Yeah, only for the initiated, only for the diehards. But I'm loving it. But my number 3 is, and I think we're going to have a whole lot of copy, a little crossover. JSA, number 1.
That's my number 2.
I'll just get it out of the way right now and tell you that's my number 1.
Oh, awesome. Wow, 3, 2, 1 right out of the gate.
It went through the cycle for us.
It did. I think that's going to happen a lot. I think we're going to have a lot of different covers like that.
I should go to mention now that they didn't have Marvel books again. Apparently they've got it cleared up now. What? So I just have the 2 books to talk about today.
That's fine. Yeah, this is solid. Johns is playing with both the future and the past of the DCU in a way that I'm not sure has ever been done before in any medium. It's only possible in this medium. To do the sort of things that he is playing with in here. And that aspect of this alone has got potential to be something special. And I was really happy I was here for the start of it. I think I'm all in. Michael Janin, as always, murders it. It's an assassination on the art.
I love that spread there.
It's just gorgeous. It's not just the spread, it's the design. Her hunters flying through there. I love the
really good work with the panels and smashing through time barriers and shit.
Yeah, just beautiful. I love that one guy. Is it Rip Hunter, the one who's controlling time on all them motherfuckers and murdered them all in like a couple minutes. Oh, beautiful sequential art there too, and very good work by Jeff Johns to do everything he needed to do there and communicate it in just a page or two. He did a lot of work in just those 2 pages, that one guy. And Johns made it just flow in this perfect action sequence that just translated so well. Johns does a lot of that in this, dude. He gets Huntress and Catwoman's relationship, both as like superheroes, but also as mother and daughter, but also as having this connection to Bruce. He gets that so just on the nail here.
From the opening pages, I really liked the whole angle about like, to her, Batman wasn't this like scary symbol of menace, that he was the guy who gave you your second chance.
Exactly.
I think she did it really eloquently. Like, I wouldn't exist if you didn't give Catwoman her second chance,
Yeah. Yeah. But also Selena had arguments that only like a mother could you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she knows, there's an extra thing here between us, that you just cannot understand unless you have it,
Yeah.
But really well done.
This is a really good setup for like mystery. There's a lot of like breadcrumbs are thrown around. That design on that big splash page was amazing. I'm definitely intrigued. This did everything. Well, I guess technically a second issue, but like a first issue proper should be doing,
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I don't follow JSA. I don't follow Justice League or any like the team books from DC. But this thing was like the best thing I read this week.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I mean, very well done with the artwork.
It's hard to follow the JSA because they only get in circulation every now and then, and that's
like
a damn shame.
Legion.
Yeah, I think Gomer and I share that. We're like, we are suckers for the JSA, and it's cool to see them back and doing cool shit here.
I mean, in all honesty, I picked it up just because I knew you guys would talk about it, so I could follow along. And
I'm so glad I'm happy about that, dude. No, for real.
I'm glad you got peer pressured into reading a good book there. Dave.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. And how about this second, like, coming of Jeff Johns? You know, all the shit he's got going on at Image Comics in terms of basically a shared universe between at least 2 series right now and more to come. And now he's basically taking over at DC Comics in terms of pushing. I don't even know what to call what he's doing. You know what I mean? I don't even. Chip Zdarsky's doing his own thing at Batman. We got our own thing going on over at the Superman now. We don't know what's going on with Justice League, but it's not going to include Jeff Johns. But yet Jeff Johns just wrote the best fucking DC book of the week. I don't get it.
I mean, he got to be where he was for a reason. And it is cool to see him have like a return to form here.
For sure. All right, we're at least going to get through number 3 with everybody having a pick. So, T, honorable mentions, and number 3.
I literally just had the 2 books.
Oh, okay. Well, so
I got nothing else.
By default, we skip your ass.
I'll see you at my number 1 if you don't mention it first. You know?
Right. I think I'm going to if you only got 2 books. Dave.
Honorable mentions. The Bad Idea book, The First 7 Days.
Cool. I didn't get that.
Crazy premise of puppets come to life and they build bigger puppets.
And make what? And make puppets?
And make bigger puppets.
Okay.
Bigger versions of themselves.
That's cool. All right.
It's really weird. And then it has like, you know, what
so humanity... it's like the technological singularity, but with puppets.
Something like that. They talk about like the puppets started screaming the first day, and by the 7th day, the puppets were making larger versions of themselves. And then it kind of goes on to like this Pinocchio-like characters in a cage and in a nightclub because apparently like humans retaliated very hard. So
nice.
They were like, they didn't know. The premise was they don't know if it was some kind of like experiment from an alien race or something. It never really truly explains it, but that's what they were talking about in that.
You know, normally I'm like on the side of like, hey, let's all be like tolerant and everything. But if a screaming puppet came to life, I probably would be on the team, throw it in a cage.
Yeah. Andrew Phillips in the chat. Planet Hulk was pretty good. Yeah, the World Breaker book, it was not bad at all. I really liked revisiting just Greg Pak's take on this other world that has been changed so much by Hulk. It was really solid, dude.
In like a decade or whatever it's been since Planet Hulk. Yeah, that's it's a classic, you know.
Yeah,
I can look back on it now with some fondness.
Yeah, it's revisiting a classic, and I had fun. Checking that out. So, any other honorable mentions?
My other honorable mention is Rhodey number 3.
It was solid. It's all right. This book's always good.
Yeah, on the run from demons and angels.
Mm-hmm. So it's like Supernatural with a dude who used to kick it with bands. Yeah, I mean, really, it's good.
He's like the roadie. He's like the roadie for Motorhead, essentially.
Right.
My number 3 pick this week is Plush number 1.
Nice.
Crazy.
All right.
Crazy premise, but Wagner always does crazy premises.
Yeah. It's about a bunch of furries and there are actual monsters mixed in with the furries.
Well, the pink lady one I don't know about, but the goat and the cat are definitely human.
Oh, you think they're human?
No, they are human.
But there's some kind of monsters. Oh, you think they're just cannibals? I think they're cannibals,
okay. Or they're letting their furry personalities take over. Maybe the suits are alive. I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely some potential here.
But
I really resent listening to the description of this book.
Oh, dude, it's nuts.
But there's another angle going on because the main character in here, he's like apparently from a very well-to-do family.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend has cheated on him. He wants to call off the engagement, but his girlfriend is the daughter of the sheriff, and the sheriff is essentially blackmailing him to continue with the engagement.
See, that reminded me of like an 80s movie, sort of premise, like Dukes of Hazzard on a Tuesday night sort of premise.
Something like that. But
I think that still fit in with sort of like the silliness that they were going for.
And
with the story. Andy chiming in, that plush was his number 3 as well.
These furries in this picture right here come to make a jailbreak.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
It goes really well.
I didn't think it was a jailbreak either. I thought they were coming to murder his ass.
I think
he was a witness.
I think that there will be a thing between the cat and the guy. Yeah. And I think there will be a jailbreak. That's where I feel it's going.
It was fucking wild, dude. It was wild. All right, my number 2 is up. Oh, wait, we got another comment. Eli, not much happened in this first dish. Too much drama and the furry gore. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I was expecting more furry gore as well. There was a dose of it.
There'll probably be some more furry gore.
Not enough. Not enough. No, he's right. There wasn't enough.
Well, he'll like my number 2 pick.
Nightwing Annual, number 2. I think this is actually the second one for this series.
The 2022 annual. Yeah, that's my number 1.
Yeah. Great series of stories. It was Tom Taylor, Jay Kristoff, C.S. Picot, Eduardo Pansica, and Naki Miranda. It might have been another artist in there, too, that I didn't get the name for. But we had the origin of Heartless, which was a lot of fun. Taylor, you just said this is your number 1?
It's my number 1.
Awesome. So what'd you think of the Heartless origin? I thought it fit in pretty well.
I thought it was a good payoff. Like, they've been building up this character for a really long time. I liked that Heartless was basically evil Bruce Wayne, complete with his own evil Alfred.
Ooh, that's nice. Nice.
Well, don't we already have an evil Bruce Wayne in the form of Hush? We did.
That don't count. Hush don't count. Hush never counts.
Man, we have evil Bruce Wayne in the form of, like, what's his name? Like fucking Prometheus. We have lots of evil Bruce Waynes. This is a worthy evil Bruce Wayne. Oh,
there's literally an evil Batman running around now. Andy chimed in. Nightwing was his number 2. So yeah, that's nice.
But I like the angle that they took with this one, where like he too was sort of formed by Nightwing's formative event, but in an entirely different and perverse way. You know, that seeing death, seeing particularly Dick Grayson's heartbreak is like the only emotion he ever fucking felt, and that he kind of turned that into his serial killer persona. You know. We saw a few issues back, right? He chose not to kill Blockbuster, at least not at that time, because it's like, oh, well, no one's going to miss you when I kill you.
Right.
You know, so he doesn't get any jollies out of it.
Right.
I like the whole, like, shtick of him, like, grafting, like, Frankensteining himself to, like, become stronger.
I don't understand how that's working.
I don't really understand how having Blockbuster's heart in him is supposed to make it better. I assume that it is, though. You know,
is Blockbuster a metahuman?
I would think so.
He's like a giant, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe
his heart is like the size of like someone's chest cavity. So
maybe he's super scrolling himself.
Yeah, he's super scrolling himself or something, dude. Either way, it was a good origin. I thought.
The Bitewing story was adorable.
Oh, wonderful, dude! It was great. It was so fucking cool. Yeah, you got to pay attention to your dog.
It wasn't the story how he lost his paw.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was not year 1. Gomer misled us on that. But
it was sort of him having anxiety for being left alone all the time. You know, and that's an actual lesson. Don't leave your dog alone too much. You got to give your dog.
She destroyed his Nintendo Switch, amongst other things. But
but
like her little fantasy of her like being a superhero, like Nightwing, and going in to save them and everything. That was it was so cute.
Eli again from over at the Comic Book Bullies chiming in, kind of like the twisted version of Dexter, where dude mentored his bloodlust. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that is certainly an apt comparison. And and then the last story with him like mentoring John, that was also really. I love the dynamic. We've seen this both in the Nightwing and Superman issues, which of course because Tom Taylor is writing them both. But it was really cool to see it here as well. I really like seeing Nightwing become an entirely different type of mentor, the one that John can actually learn something from, because he recognizes that he's not going to learn the same way that I learned, because the way I learned was kind of fucked up, if not ultimately helpful. But
I like this.
Tom Taylor does a good job of making like Bruce like an asshole, but not like irredeemably so.
Right,
you know?
Right. I don't even think Tom Taylor wrote this one. I think these 3 stories were written by 3 different writers.
Oh, is that so?
I think the Heartless one was Tom Taylor, and then the second one was Jay Kristoff, and then the second one was C.S. Picot. But if you have the issue in front of you, check, because I might be wrong. But I don't have the issue in front of me. But I like this because, yes, not only does it build off of previous issues of not only this book, but also the Son of Kal-El book, but it mirrors the education that Dick received from Bruce that he sees as, negative reinforcement. I'll put it that way. It was negative reinforcement, and he's kind of teaching positive reinforcement here. And I don't think it as much shows that how people are learners. Maybe you're saying that because you're coming from the teacher angle. I think this comes from how they are as individuals. Not John, but Dick and Bruce. Bruce taught Dick that way because Bruce is a fucking asshole. But Dick ain't an asshole. So he's going to teach him the same lessons, but he's going to do it in a nice way. And it's almost like it's teaching a lesson, kind of the same way that the Bite Wing story did. And I love that sort of angle too. So, yeah, that was my number 2. But, yeah, it was a great book, man. Dave, you didn't read that?
I didn't read the Nightwing. I wasn't going to pick up any of the annuals.
Awesome.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Taylor, that was your what number are we on now?
That was his number 1.
Those were the only 2.
That was Taylor's number 1.
All right, so Dave, you're up to number 2 now. Bye. Taylor. Just kidding. He's hanging out.
My number 2 pick this week is Lovesick number 2.
Oh my god.
We got a little more story, a lot more, but we got a little more background into this this lifestyle. I would call it
nuts, man.
It is, and it might satisfy Eli's gore here. I mean, people getting disemboweled, beheaded, baths in blood,
all entertainment, man. For entertainment,
for entertainment. Yes,
and a succubus, and a demon,
and a furry hunt.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, this book is freaking nuts. But again, it is sort of has a it's saying something, it's speaking out to society about certain subjects in a very weird way. I want to say it's kind of like a hot book, but it's not, because it's all wrapped around this gore and shit so much.
Oh yeah.
That it's not really sexual at all. But
if it's trying to say something positive about sex workers, it's not.
No, it's not doing that. I think it's saying something about people who watch sex, who watch porn and things like that, Eli said he ain't reading this. It's kind of horror, dude. You might get into it, but yeah, it's really kind of sexual, graphic, weird horror.
Yeah.
Trying to say something, but I'm not sure if it is. But yeah, awesome. That's an okay choice. I read that. I'm still reading that.
It's if the Cenobites ran a stream.
Exactly. If the Cenobites had a sex stream. Yeah. My number 1 this week, Exterminators number 3, Leia Williams, Carlos E. Gomez. I think this is the 3rd time this has hit my top 3, so it probably won't be seen again. But,
it's only a 4-issue series.
I know. Just a whole lot of fun with 4 really hot mutants just hanging out, and that's what the book is all about. Boom booms are the ultimate weapon in this issue, which I know sounds weird, but they're really playing up the yucks, on this in a sexual way. And yeah, it's awesome. Eli chiming in, elevated horror. Yeah, it's definitely elevated horror, dude. It definitely is. But the collector shows up at the end, which was kind of interesting. Just a really fun book, ultra violent, ultra fun, ultra sexy, with a whole lot of fun dialogue where they're talking about each other.
I'm sure I'll enjoy that whenever I can be able to get to the back catalog of
sucks, man.
Books that got ordered to the shop.
Sucks. You missed Avengers this week too, which
I did.
Shit, dude.
I hear that.
You know what you've been waiting on? It happened. Everything you've been talking about for the past 6 months. All these Avengers teams are gonna meet up sooner or later. It fucking happened, dude. And I was like, damn it. When you said you didn't get your books, I was like, fuck. I had 8 images from that Avengers issue.
I'm sure I'll get them sooner or later.
It was really fun, dude. I didn't understand half the shit going on because I really haven't been reading Avengers, but it was cool. It was really fun. Yeah, that's it, y'all. We're tapped out. Thanks for hanging out. I wish we had more to talk about. We still went 5 minutes over what we usually do. Thanks for kicking it. Hang out with the bullies later on tonight. They're going to be doing a show. Even though Leroy keeps getting fucking banned from Facebook, he's still doing it somehow. Thank God Eli's there. But yeah, check them out.
Yeah, how did it end up where like Eli is like the like socially palatable one?
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
They're going to be talking about Deion Sanders at least, so there's a little preview. If you want links to their show and more, go to outrightgeekery.com. Everything that we got going on is linked up there. Just check it out and do it. Also, check out the group. Like I said before, Outright Geekery group on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, search Outright Geekery, and go to the group. It's awesome. Oh, yeah. Not my fault this time. Yeah, it wasn't Eli getting fucked up. Fucking Leroy. Talking about Kanye. Shut the fuck up about Kanye, y'all. Quit talking about him. Stop it.
Let's take our own advice. I don't want to talk about Kanye.
But yeah, thanks again, everybody, for listening. We appreciate it. Most of all, thanks to these jokers for hanging out with this joker.
Always fun.
As Andy said, we're going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Oh, man. Sorry. I scrolled right back.